So talk a little bit about there's analytics and then there are predictive analytics, and we talk a lot about that. But I don't think that everybody always understands when we're talking about like just how powerful predictive analytics can be. Again, if it's done properly, right? And you've got good data and you're validating your sources, but talk about predictive analytics and the role that can play in your in human resources for sure.
So I see that there's 3 types of analytics. So the first is retro, right? What's
Okay.
already happened in the organization. Then there's real-time analytics. That means what's happening in the moment. And then there's predictive analytics of what do I think is going to happen in the future, right? So
Mhm.
that has a little estimation and guesswork to it. So sometimes organizations tend to be fearful of predictive analytics because they're like, it's
Okay.
not solid, it's not foundation, it's not what's really going to
Yeah.
happen.
Okay.
But it can help guide decisions. It can help guide certain strategic initiatives. So I'll give you an example of one that I worked with who has a pension. So this
Okay.
organization has a pension. There's still plenty of private and public organizations that have pensions.
Yeah.
So we know predictively when someone can potentially retire based off
Mhm.
of their age, their years of service, other things that may come into play as to how that retirement system, considers a full retirement. So we looked at when can someone actually retire? Doesn't mean they're going to retire, but
Mhm.
when do they have the potential to walk out the door? Because that's when you should expect it. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
it will, but that's when you should expect it. Then look at that data. And now let's look at your hard to fill jobs. Let's look at your jobs that require extensive training. Let's look
Mm.
at jobs that, maybe in the organization, very strategic, critical jobs that when someone's not in it, that makes a huge impact. Now let's look at succession planning. And now let's look at maybe a 9-box or, performance reviews and how employees are doing. Do you have employees that you're training for those hard to fill positions? Do you have employees that you're setting self up so that when that person does retire in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you've got that plan in place that you can easily backfill those positions with internal applicants because internal applicants bring a huge amount of value and a competitive edge, right? Less knowledge of the organization when you bring in a new hire, right?